Welcome. This is our channel. This is for all you web developers out there, software engineers who are starting in this industry. You don't really know where to go, how to start. You just know that you would love to land your first junior job. So, where we normally start, we have to get as much information as possible and learn our new environment. So, one of the best ways to do that is utilizing free tools. And a great free tool is freeCodeCamp. So this is where we're starting today. I am at freecodecamp.org. This lovely webpage comes up and you learn to code for free, build projects, earn certifications, and get started. It's free. I've already created an account. If you have not created an account yet, please go ahead and do so, and let's get started. I'm focusing on JavaScript, so I'm going to start from the very beginning, JavaScript algorithms and data structures certification. It says 300 hours, but most of that is your projects that you will be building, so not all of it is actual lecture time. So if you scroll down, it says the basic JavaScript. JavaScript is a scripting language. You can use it to make web pages interactive. It is one of the core technologies of the web along with HTML and CSS, and it is supported by all modern browsers. In this course, you'll learn fundamental programming concepts in JavaScript. You'll start with basic data structures like numbers and strings. Then you'll learn to work with arrays, objects, functions, loops, if-else statements, and more. I've already started this course. One of the main things of doing these courses, especially these free courses we find, is consistency, doing it every day without fail. So that's one of my primary reasons for doing this YouTube channel as well. Accountability. To start something from the beginning and see it through, stay consistent with it until we're finished. So I'm going to start again here at number 1, and we're going to see how many of these little challenges we can get through. So comment your JavaScript code. I'm going to click on that. All right, comment your JavaScript code. Comments are lines of code that JavaScript will intentionally ignore. Comments are a great way to leave notes to yourself and to other people who will later need to figure out what that code does. There are 2 ways to write comments in JavaScript. So we're using the double backslash. This will tell JavaScript to ignore the remainder of the text on the current line, and this is an inline comment. So I love these little code blocks. They give you an accurate example of how your code will look on your text editor. If you do not have a text editor, one of the best text editors, VS Code, it's also free for download. You can go to the VS Code website and you can download that on your Windows machine or your Mac machine. So let's continue. You can make a multi-line comment beginning with backslash asterisk and ending with asterisk backslash. This is a multi-line comment. All right, so as a developer, software engineer, one of the most important things is communication. As I'm learning, you have to be very accurate, detailed, but brief in your descriptions, just so that people understand what it is you're doing, what is your line of thought, and it makes your code easy to track. So these comments are pretty important. It says, note, as you write code, you should regularly add comments to clarify the function of parts of your code. Good commenting can help communicate the intent of your code, both for others and for your future self. So it says, try creating one of each type of comment. It has some test cases here, which are pretty nice. You should create a backslash style comment that contains at least 5 letters. So that's our goal. That's what we should end up with by the time we finished our code. You should create backslash asterisk asterisk backslash style comment that contains at least 5 letters. So I've just gone through the long way of calling out exactly what the characters are, but the first is a single line comment and the second is a multi-line comment for when you need to highlight multiple lines to comment out. When I say comment out, it means that if you're in a text editor, it's not going to be displayed. Whatever notes you make after you have put or within these comment code, they will not show in your actual web page or what is being rendered. So that's why it's so useful. You can comment for your web developers to follow or your software engineers to follow, but the client or the end user will not see it. So let's see if we can do this challenge successfully. I'm going to click on code. I'm using a tablet, so my layout is a bit different if you're on a PC or Mac machine. Okay, let me just confirm. What is it that they're asking? You should create a single line style comment that contains at least 5 letters, and you should also create a multi-line style comment that contains at least 5 letters. So let's do it. Find my backslash characters. I never know if these are called backslash or forward slash, but I've grown up calling them backslashes, so that's what we're going with right now. So you can correct me if I'm wrong. Backslash, backslash. So you see I have a nice green highlight. That means that it's working so far. This is a single line comment. Okay, looks good. Now I need a multi-line comment. So if I remember my syntax, I need my backslash to open it up. I also need the asterisk. Okay, that's green, something's working. This is a multi-line not lime comment. And I want to close that up, so I need my asterisk and backslash again. Okay, so I have my 2 lines of code. Let's see if they work. So let me go to test. Well, rather run. Okay, so that was successful. Now you have an option to download your solution if you want to keep your notes in a folder, which I recommend. Create a freeCodeCamp folder on your desktop or wherever it is that you like to save it, and you just save all of your solutions as a reference. Practice. Do I actually do it? No. Should I do it? It's a good practice. So let me go ahead and start. Download my solution. Okay. And then after you finish, submit and go to next challenge. Okay, great. So the next challenge is declare JavaScript variables or variables. In computer science, data is anything that is meaningful to the computer. JavaScript provides 8 different data types, which are undefined, null, boolean, string, symbol, bigint, number, and object. For example, computers distinguish between numbers such as the number 12 and strings such as 12, dog, or 1, 2, 3 cats, all in double quotes, which are collections of characters. Computers can perform mathematical operations on a number, but not on a string. Variables allow computers to store and manipulate data in a dynamic fashion. They do this by using a label to point to the data rather than using the data itself. Any of the 8 data types may be stored in a variable. Variables are similar to the x and y variables you use in mathematics, which means they're a simple name to represent data we want to refer to. Computer variables differ from mathematical variables in that they can store different values at different times. We tell JavaScript to create or declare a variable by putting the keyword var or var in front of it, like so. So we have a keyword that's in blue. Var shows us that our JavaScript is recognizing that as one of its saved operations, so var. And then in this case, they have labeled our name, and they end it with a semicolon. This creates a variable called our name. So in JavaScript, we end statements with semicolons. Variable names can be made up of numbers, letters, and $sign or underscore, but may not contain spaces or start with a number. Use the var keyword to create a variable called my name. Hint: look at the our name example above if you get stuck. Okay, so our test case below, you should declare my name with the variable keyword ending with a semicolon. Alright, so those are instructions. Let's create our very first variable. Okay, so I'm going to type in var to start off with. Start my declaration. It's blue, which means that JavaScript is recognizing that. Okay, and it's my name, so my and name, and I need a semicolon. Okay, is it asking me to do anything else? You should declare my name with the var keyword ending with a semicolon. Have I done that? Var my name, enter semicolon. Yes, I have. That looks good. Let's run that. And it is a success. I can download my solution to save that into my folder and submit and go to the next challenge. I think I'll stop it right there. This video is probably long enough. So this is the kind of content that I would love to keep doing, something to be an accountable person in this journey of ours to complete our software engineer goals. So to learn as much as we can in a consistent way, with someone who's going to help you out, be a voice when you need it, to just keep pushing, keep going, because that is the end goal, to get our first junior development role or junior software engineer role. So all the best, continue at it, and